All right, so last week we released a video where we called around a bunch of local coin shops as well as looked online at some online dealers to see what the premiums for Silver Eagles and Silver Rounds were going for. Now with Silver Eagles, we saw $12 and more over spot from online retailers. Additionally, for Silver Rounds, $3.79 and over. And then we called local coin shops and see what they have, with Silver Eagles being a little bit cheaper at $10.50 or so, with Silver Rounds actually being more expensive than what was selling online. So a lot of you asked in the comments, you asked me specifically, what are they buying them for? If they're selling them for this number, if I were to take mine into them and sell my coins, like my Silver Eagles or my Silver Rounds, directly to a coin shop, what would they pay? And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get on the phone and we're going to call some of these local coin shops up and we are going to ask them what they're paying for Silver Eagles and Silver Rounds. We'll call anywhere between 4 and 6, depending on how long the conversations go, and we will get these numbers for you guys today. So here we go, guys. Let's get into it. Let's start making some phone calls. But before we do, if you are new here, do me a favor. Don't forget to make sure you are subscribed. I really appreciate it if you would, and it really helps the channel out. With that said, let's get started. All right, so we have our first coin shop queued up and ready to go. A couple things, guys. Keep in mind that this is a very small sample size, so you should always call your local shop as well as compare other ways that you have to sell your silver to make sure you get the best price. Additionally, we have live spot going right there at the bottom of the screen, so you can actually see what spot is as they tell us the answers, and we can tell exactly what their premium is or what they're paying over spot, or who knows, in some cases below spot as we go. All right, so here we go. First shop is queued up. Let's give them a call and see what they are buying our Silver Rounds and Silver Eagles for. Yeah, are you guys buying Silver Rounds and Eagles?
We are.
What do you pay?
I would pay $25.
For Rounds or Eagles?
Both.
Both. All right, so, okay. All right, thank you.
You bet.
All right, bye-bye. Wow, they are paying $25. Doesn't matter if it's Rounds or Eagles. That was our first shop. Oof. That's not what we're looking for. So that is 70 cents over spot based on spot being at 24.30 right now. And when he said 25, I'm like, Rounds or Eagles? And he says both. All right, well, that's not what we're looking for, like I said. But let's call another one. Let's get shop number 2. Maybe we'll get some better luck here. Let's go. Hi, are you guys buying Silver Eagles and Silver Rounds?
Yes, we are.
What do you pay?
It depends. I'm wanting to see them because I got stuck a couple times because they were kind of beat up. But
well, let's just assume they're BU like fresh rolls.
I'll pay you probably as close to spot as I can, if not over. I just need to take a look at them.
Okay, so if Silver Eagles, let's just say they're perfect Silver Eagles, would you? You're saying you would pay spot or over?
Yep.
Okay. Do you know how much? I'm calling around, so I'm wondering where I should go.
I would probably do spot. I will do spot.
Spot for Rounds and Eagles, or would it be less for Rounds?
Yeah. No, I just got a 1,000 or 1,500 of Rounds in.
Okay.
And you might get paid more on some places who don't have it right now.
Sure. Okay.
So, okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, shop number 2. Sometimes when I call these shops, I try not to annoy them, but she wouldn't give me a number, and she said spot or maybe a little over. She wanted to see them first. I'm like, all right, well, let's just assume they're BU, brand new, nothing wrong with them, Silver Eagles, and she only offered me spot. I'm going to be honest, this is not going well, but we have other places to call. And I try not to be that pushy with shops, but I really wanted to know what she meant when she said spots are a little over. And that's why I said, hey, best case scenario, they're brand new. So, all right, so here we go. Shop number 3. Let's get them up and see what they have to say. Hi, are you guys buying Silver Eagles and Silver Rounds?
Yes.
What do you pay?
Let me see. Right now, for Rounds, we're paying 50 cents over.
Okay.
For Silver Eagles, we're paying between $1 and $3 over.
1 to 3, and I'm assuming that just depends on condition.
Condition and quantity, yes.
Awesome. So one more question. If it's a larger quantity, do you get the more, or is it less for larger quantities?
If they're nice, you'll get the more.
Even if it's larger. Okay, cool. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, shop 3 was a little bit more pleasant and definitely better. So 50 cents over for rounds, $1 to $3 over for Silver Eagles. Still a little bit lower than what I was looking for at the dollar level, but I assume when she said $1, she was talking about, milk spotted or scratch, basically not perfect eagles, whereas if they're BU, you're looking at the $3 range. So assuming you have BU Eagles and 3 over, that's not super bad. All right, let's get a couple more though, guys. 3's not enough. We're going to try and get a good sample size. We've been in 3 different states. We're looking for 3 more states. Again, one party consent only. Let's get shop number 4 and see what they have to say. Hey, are you guys buying silver rounds and silver eagles?
Yes.
What do you pay?
Right now, it depends on what kind of the rounds, how they look.
They're just the buffaloes, like they're nice and shiny. They're not messed up or anything.
$25.60 right now on those,
All
and silver eagles are $29.
$29. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so shop 4, definitely where we were looking. So $25.60 is $1.30 roughly, $1.35 over spot. As you can see, spot is live down below. $29 for Silver Eagles. That is $4 and roughly 75 cents over spot. That is what I was looking for. I would love to find more like that. But let's try and get 2 more though, just to have a nice, good 6 shop sample size. Let's do it. But shop 4 was definitely redeeming of the first 2. And like I said, shop 3 wasn't bad, but man, the first 2, that is not how we wanted to start. All right, so let's go. Shop 5. Here we go. Hey, do you guys buy silver rounds and silver eagles?
Yes, we do.
What do you pay?
Let me see what silver's doing right now.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. You could just tell me how much over spot, if that helps.
It's not a matter of how much over spot. It's a matter of I got to see what spot is and then see what I'm going to pay.
Fair enough. Okay. My apologies.
How many?
I mean, I have plenty. I'm just deciding if I want to sell.
Right now, they're showing silver at 24 and a quarter. I'd be a buyer at 25.
At 25, is that for rounds and eagles, or?
Yeah, we don't pay any premium on eagles. We've never pushed them. We
Okay.
know they carry a premium when we sell them, but we've never pushed them.
Okay.
We think they're just too expensive to begin with.
All right. Fair enough. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that shop right there actually was a lot like the first. They just pay 25 flat across the board for rounds and eagles. Now, that guy did admit that they sell eagles for more, but they never pushed them, and so they just pay for the same for both. So we had bad, much better, really good, and then back to bad for shop number 5. But we have one more to call. So let me find a shop. I don't even have it ready yet. Let me find a shop and get them on the phone. Here we go. Yeah, can you tell me if you're buying silver rounds and silver eagles right now?
Sure.
What do you pay?
Depends on what they are.
The silver eagles are just common dates, brilliant uncirculated. The rounds are buffaloes.
Okay, probably at spot.
Okay. Is that for both rounds and eagles?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to hear. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Wow. I tell you what, I don't even really want to comment. That was eye-opening. Let's do a wrap-up, shall we? Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half since we recorded the last phone call. I've actually went through and I've already been in Premiere and edited the entire video up to this very point, and we have the actual numbers here up on the screen. So, every time I do one of these videos, it's always eye-opening because there's such a huge disparity. So, some shops might be paying spot. Some shops might be paying 70 cents over spot, for example, here. And then you have really good shops like 1 and 3 that are paying much more. For example, shop 4 is paying you $1.35 over spot for rounds and $4.75 spot over for eagles. Shop 3, while they're paying a little bit less than a couple of the other shops for rounds, they're paying more for silver eagles by far. And when she said between 1 and 3, it's my assumption that she probably will pay 3 if what I brought in are, you know, fresh BU Eagles, like I said on the phone. She just didn't want to lock it in case I came in and they weren't, and then I call her a liar or anything like that. I totally get it, covering your bases there. So what does that tell us? Well, first off, you know, a lot of these shops, there's clearly not a high enough demand for them to pay more. You would imagine that if you were a coin shop and, you know, the demand was so high for rounds and eagles that you couldn't keep them in stock, that you would definitely be offering more to get people to bring them into you. That's a really good example with Shop 4, for example. They really wanted people to bring them in. That's why they're paying so strong. At least that's what I assume, which means they have a really high demand. Other shops, not so much. So I guess it does vary on area. There's clearly a demand in silver, but I don't believe, personally, again, this is just my opinion, I don't believe that there's a real shortage, at least right now, for silver. I think there's plenty out there for anyone who's wanting to invest or hedge their money against inflation in silver and gold as well, for that matter. So it's out there for you to get if you really, really want it. Some shops clearly have a higher demand than others. I mean, I can't imagine if there was a shop with a really high demand for silver that they would offer you spot, especially for Silver Eagles. If they had people coming through the doors and they didn't have anything to sell them, they'd probably want to pay more just to make sure that every single person that called that was wanting to sell their silver would bring it to them. So they would offer you much, much stronger, for example, again, like shop number 4. You know, the other thing that, you know, I take away is, guys, at the end of the day, it's always best to shop around and get your best price. And as with all these shops, and I said this at the beginning of the video, it's probably better to sell it yourself. But the reason shops are very, very good is because if you need the money really quick, like let's say an emergency comes up and you need to sell that silver, you don't have a week to wait to be able to sell your silver online or find a buyer for it. You just need to get the cash right away. You can walk into a coin shop and you can walk out with your cash. So I think the best thing to do, even if you're not wanting to sell your silver right now, is to call around all the shops in your area that are somewhat close, you know, a decent drive, a short drive, whatever's best for you, and see who's paying the most so that when you are in that situation, you know exactly where to go if you need to go there. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I do hope that it was eye-opening for you. I hope that you enjoyed me making these calls. We'll, of course, do more in the future. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate you being here and supporting the channel. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one, and you have a fantastic rest of your day.